already multiple choice. Okay, well, while that one warms up, we're going to start. So, let me know if you can't see anything, but I'm going to go over all Dr. Scott's stuff. If you were in class today, he basically went over everything that was important, but I'm just going to do it again for everyone who wasn't here, and then we're going to go through all the slides. If you want to just go through the lectures with us, they basically just take out the slides that aren't important, and they're in the right order, so it'll be easy to sort of figure out what's going on. So this is his first lecture, device-related infections. Like she said in class, I would know these two definitions. You'll never have to write them out, but there's potentially multiple choice. These are less important, but still know what they are. Can everyone see? Did I move somewhere? I still think that the first two are the most important, but these are all so. So Louis Pasteur was very important because he came up with the idea of the germ theory. Germs attack the body from the outside. Then you have Joseph Lister. Lister began applying carbolic acid to compound fracture wounds, so he was sort of one of the first people to start with, trying to disinfect things. But he was, you see, he even like puts a whole, or he puts a picture in and stresses that he uses carbolic spray.
Remember, if it's in red, it's probably important. I put that. Oh, you doing that? Yeah. It's really important.
So Alexander Fleming, I accidentally discovered penicillin. He really likes, he's very into, see the note that well, anyways, he really,
he's really into sanitation. Yeah. Keeping everything sterilized.
So I would know like the steps before you go into an operating room and how to keep everyone safe once in the operating room. So here's a lot about patient prep. So gowning and gloving and like washing your hands and and this is important because a lot of infection, like you can go into a surgery like completely healthy and the surgery can go fine and nothing can be wrong, but if you get any bit of bacteria, that could lead to your death. So they have to be very, very careful about that. So I would just sort of know these techniques and how to prevent infection. And also, I think it's important to know, like, what are the signs of infection. So, like, for example, like, if you get a cut in your hand, it starts to swell, or it turns red, or it hurts. Those are all signs of infection. So, MRSA is an example of a gram-positive bacteria that has become resistant to a bunch of these antibiotics. That's why they're always talking about that in the gym, like, it wipes down everything because of MRSA. That's a good example to know. And also staph. So we stressed a lot today about biofilm formation, which basically protects bacteria from antibiotics. Just read these steps. It's pretty straightforward. This is just another example of what a biofilm is or what happens. Know this slide. normally know the definition of a hernia: protrusion of an organ or other bodily structure through the wall that normally contains it or ruptured. And then you know the definitions of all of these kinds of hernias. The hiatal hernia, there's no arrow, but basically a hiatal hernia develops through the diaphragm up into the thoracic cavity. And then the other ones are just based on where they are in your body. That's pretty straightforward. So then you have the two techniques. You have the open technique, which involves 4 steps. You have the defect, you reduce the hernia sac, you measure, and then you insert the mesh and fixate the mesh. But then in the laparoscopic technique, you insert the trocars, you insert the hernia, and then you measure the defect. Okay, he stressed that the trocars are there for stabilization and are the one thing that's different between these two techniques. So a synthetic mesh is fully absorbable, and for the biologically derived, you harvest them from an animal. You take back off the pig, you strip off the epidermis. All of them, all the requirements are basically the same, except for the biologics. You need viral inactivation and full resorption and remodeling. So we've gone over this with biotech. This is really important, but taking out the cells, the things that you're putting into another body so that there won't be like immune response. Sorry. So basically, laparoscopy was very, very important for the creation of new devices for ventral hernia repair. And mesh is always better than no mesh because it allows for rapid tissue integration. Like there's a base for it to start building on. So the propylene macroporous mesh, just know all about this. What it's used for. The most common use for inguinal hernia repair. It promotes tissue integration, which I was talking about before. There's a base that the cells construct. And then know what BTFE is. Allow intra-abdominal mesh placement for correct adhesion. Composite meshes, stitch of polypropylene to a poly macroporous. Know those three? Don't need to know that slide, sorry. So basically, this is just a nice slide to read, but there used to be just very permanent materials that we put inside of our bodies that can absorb them. So today he talked about how these biologically derived implants are really good for contaminated settings because they can tolerate some level of digestion and bacterial colonization. And that's all you need to know from him.
The main difference between the polypropylene and the PTFE is that the ePTFE mesh, you can use it for intra-abdominal, and the poly one you can't. Is that what it is? Like I'm trying to figure out like what's the main difference in terms of where you use it.
Well, macroporous polypropylene mesh is mesh in general, so that's the best for immediate tissue integration. And then ePTFE, yeah, and it's better sort of like after surgery.
So the mesh helps with tissue integration, like it has big pores so that like if you put it on the inside of your stomach or something, it's gonna like stick to your stomach, but then the other side is like non-stick ham, you know, like when you use for cooking. So it's like, so that side of it is so your organs won't go stick onto it, you know.
That's all you need to know. We just
Alright, so we're going to be jumping around a little bit. So right now we're going to go to the host response PowerPoint. This is failed lecture in the file uploading, but it's hopefully me response or something along those lines. So I'm just going to go over PowerPoint. So basically this, essentially, you want to know what adheres when you put something in the body, what happens. First thing is adherence. Things are going to touch it, things are going to latch onto it. What kind of things? Well, that depends. The types of proteins that adhere to biomaterial surfaces dictate which host response or response will follow. That makes sense. A lot of times when a protein latches on, proteins are capable of signaling, they will signal for more proteins. So proteins are a big factor. That dictates what's put in on it. And based on chemical interactions, these proteins differ depending on the location, where it is in the body, what proteins are there. So in nuclear protein absorption, we have the Roman effect. Please know this definition is important. Small molecules use the first to coat surface. The molecules of higher affinity. So when you hit something, small, fast-moving molecules are going to hit first, but eventually they don't have this huge affinity for it, so they're just going to attach and fall off, and attach and fall off. So the net gain will be things that actually want to attach. Things that have an affinity, and the affinity is based on these interactions. Okay, so FB. Yeah. So FBGC, know what that stands for? It's foreign body giant cell. So macrophages, the big eaters that come in and consume any little cells, they're going to come in and they're going to all form together and make this huge multinucleated foreign body giant cell. And as you can see, and this is in the slide that she gave you, FBGC formation may be an escape mechanism from apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. So the macrophages will not undergo apoptosis, they will form a foreign body giant cell. This is something that can potentially happen with this. Okay, so we have two different kinds of, I believe, dermal implants, or whatever they may be. Yeah, dermal fillers. So there are temporary and permanent. Temporary are human and bovine collagen. So you're going to find some potentially allogeneic things with human collagen. And permanent are synthetic polymers, so it's kind of flat. Know that. You don't need to know structures or anything, but do you know which is temporary and which is permanent? So, drawing conclusions from what we just reviewed. The lower the biomaterial surface area, the better the host response. The less things that can anchor and cause a reaction, the better the body will fare. Short little thing. All right, now we're going to move on to the bulk properties lecture. I believe this was the most recent one from Dr. Z. Okay, so know what arthroplex is? Acellular dermal matrix intended for subflex support, and as you can see right there, it's on the tendon. All right, so review bulk properties of materials, know these definitions, have a general idea of what they all are, and think about how they can possibly relate to things we talked about that are in the body, such as ligaments and tendons. So these definitions, more definitions that you need to know. pretty simple, you just gotta know these definitions, be able to recognize them, yeah, there's a lot. Materials. Are we going too fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't tell me this. This is all on the slide, yeah, I mean, I didn't write this, I copied it. Which one should we go back to? This one? Oh, yeah, here. You want me to stop just like, put your hand in the air or something?
Yeah, just say stop if it's going fast.
Do we need to know the effects of this temporary and potential fillers, or just know that they relate to human and
Know that they're related to human. And know that they can go on.
What was the question?
like do we have to know